Hello everybody, and thank you for the invitation. I will present you a work we started 1 year ago concerning the development, because we had in mind this kind of things since a few years. And it concerns the chatting with the services, and especially with the use of the VO standards. It's a work done with my colleagues, Thomas Borch and Sébastien Derrière, and with a student, Alexis Guyot. Why this work? We had presentation during the IVOA, so in Santiago last year, in Victoria, in May and June, in two working groups, and the aim was at this moment to relate this work and to have also to get feedback about this work. And we are not only geeks, okay? So we have also in mind that in the future, it will be possible to use this new kind of interface, of interaction, to let people interact with our services. And perhaps not only our services, but maybe with all the VO, for example. Concerning the voice recognition, for us, it's just an it's not very important, because you take a tool and you add it to your application. It's not really a problem. The main part of the problem is to understand what the user wants to do, to understand really the query. And the main question in this case is also to is it possible to reach query results satisfying professional astronomers? So in any case, it's possible to use it kind of things for example, for the outreach, different things like that, to make nice demos and so on. But is it possible to use it also on the professional side? It's really the main question. The link with the virtual observatory. In our work, we use VO standards like TAP to access tables, for example, in Vizier, or to access to have an access in Simbad. We use also UCDs, and we have also, I think, a deep link with KDD interest group in the VO. And for us, the VO is very, very important, because it enables the interoperability with all our services, and in the future with the VO services. So natural language is becoming very common. Because it's natural in your everyday life. You use it with Apple Siri, Google Now, and different things like that. For a lot of things, so to book a restaurant and for medical problems and so on in the everyday life. But in astronomy, we are used to we use forms. I have an example in Vizier. I have a form. I have fields. I have checkboxes and different things like that. So there are two different approaches. So what we are doing now, we have started to learn about NLP, because we have no real basis in this context. We are working in astronomy and in the computer science, but concerning NLP, we had not really a background, so we are learning about that. It's not possible to have something too large because it needs also time and resources, and we had to develop a pragmatic approach of this problem. But we have a lot of things. We have authors in Simbad in Vizier. We have missions and wavelengths in Vizier. We have GIN, which is a tool used to recognize identifiers in abstracts, in papers. We have also the UCDs. We have a name resolver at CDS. We have the possibility to query services with ADQL TAP. For example, if I have a query like what is the effective temperature of Sirius, in this case, I can recognize a UCD, and I have also an identifier, Sirius. I can find this identifier, for example, with a name resolver. As I said before, we have not the time and the manpower to go to do too many things. So we had decided to establish a first list of queries. For example, like which galaxy interacts with NGC 4038 and so on. So a lot first set of questions, and we are working with this question in our tool. For example, if you want to go from natural language to ADQL, in the literature you have many examples concerning the translation from natural language, for example, to SQL. With ADQL, it's not very far. If you use, for example, the query list, the QSOs at Z superior at 6, in this case, it's easy to translate it to an ADQL query. And for example, what is the effective temperature of Sirius? In this case, it's again easy to translate it in a tab query. In the first step, it's a tab query for Simbad. In the second time, it's for second example, it's a tab query to Vizier. In the first step last year, we had something more homemade. We used different libraries from Stanford. And we had a first prototype which was very far from a chatbot. It was very simple, but it was possible to have a few interactions with this tool and to make queries at the end in Simbad, Vizier, or both in Simbad and Vizier, for example. And since a few months, we are working on a new prototype, which is based on a chatbot approach to reduce the gap between good queries and unprecise, ambiguous queries. And now it's based on Dialogflow, on Google Dialogflow. We have many features. We have also machine learning through Dialogflow, and now the engine is on the Dialogflow side. But it's free, it's possible to use it for multiple users at the same time with the session ID and so on. So it was a choice. We have, last year we had, as I said, something more developed by ourselves, but now we decided to use a third-party tool. Okay. And it's the new look of the application. In this case, you can enter your query at the bottom, and you have a first step which consists to interrogate Dialogflow, the Dialogflow agent, and then after that we translate the queries to, for example, tab queries. When you use a third tool like Dialogflow, in this case, it's possible to have a lot of things you had not with the previous, in the previous case with just libraries, Java developments, and so on. In this case, we have all the interface of Dialogflow, and we can see what the users, the queries of the users. It's possible to say, oh, this query is too ambiguous. I will not use it in the frame of the machine learning. And it's also possible to, for example, define the intents. When I have a query like which is the effective temperature of Sirius, in this case, at the end, it's the intent is a get measure in this case. If you have a query like siblings of Andromeda, for example, in this case, you have an intent which is get siblings. So, as an illustration, in this case, I have asked for the children of Sirius, and in this case, I have the result. I found a list of children for Sirius, and it gives me the two children, and also the source of the result. So in this case, it's Simbad because we decided to give to give as much as possible information about how the result is constructed. Because if you have just a result and you don't know how we go to this result, it's not really a good thing. Because if there is, for example, a problem, it's not the result on which you waited. It's more easy in this case to understand what you have this result and not another, because you have all the steps to the result. And for example, in this case, if the user asks for the most popular catalog measuring redshift and talking about QSOs, in this case, you have here an example of what the tool understands as entities and so on. And for example, in the case of query the latest Veron catalog, in this case, it's an intent get catalog, for example. Here it's another example of a sentence linked to get a measure. I can have for example, this query with I ask for parallax, spectral type, position, proper motion, redshift, magnitudes, and distance of Sirius. Okay, it's possible to do it, and not only just the parallax or the spectral type. It's possible to ask for all these different things, and in this case, at each time, you have a get measure intent, which is determined. Other examples of sentences. So it's possible to do different queries like parallax of Sirius or what is the parallax, and it's completely open at this on this side. And another illustration, if I ask, for example, for the parallax, the spectral type, and the position of Sirius, in this case, I have 3 answers, and at each time I have it's not only, okay, it's a result, you have also a sentence saying, I looked for, and so on. So it's more, I think it's easy in this case to understand how the result has been found. And also it's possible to fix parameters and so on. So you have a lot of things you can do with this kind of tool which were not possible with the previous prototype. An example on how it works, if I have the sentence, what is the parallax of Sirius? In this case, I have the intent get measure. Concerning the entities, I have a measure which is a parallax, an object which is Sirius. So in this case, object name or type. I have a query to Simbad in the first step to get back the parallax. If I have no result in Simbad, I do another query, tab query in Vizier. And at the end, I have a dressing in natural language of the result. And I have something, so like I looked for some data about Sirius and so on. Another illustration. Oh, so homemade or external tools. So with Dialogflow, we delegate a greater part of the tool than with the first approach. But we can also spend more time to improve the quality of the query recognition, because we have a lot of possibilities to make a tuning of the tool. And we have also the help of the machine learning. We think also that the most important thing in this work is also the link to the services and de facto to the data. It's really the key part. And our development is also designed to be able to switch to other tools. So if in the future Google decide to depreciate, for example, Dialogflow, in this case, it will be possible to choose another tool and to switch to this tool. Remark before the demo, since late yesterday, there is a problem with Dialogflow agents, and I saw a few tweets concerning this problem, and you get back an 500 HTTP error, so it's at their level. And I realized this morning that my demo, or the fact to try to make a demo, was becoming a proof of fact of this slide. So only the user interface is on my laptop. I am dependent on Dialogflow, on CDOS services, on the network. And the integration of many tools and services implies also a growing probability of problems. So for the moment, there is a problem with Dialogflow since a few hours. So when as soon as it's resolved on their side, I will be able to make a demo. So during the day or tomorrow, it's not a problem. But as said here, it's when you use a lot of tools, you are dependent on the availability of these tools. So the demo later. Sorry for that. But in any case, you are also looking for a feedback. So about comments, ideas, recommendations, if you have do similar work, and if you want to collaborate, to participate, you are welcome. So it's possible also to give you an access to it, and to have a discussion with you after that, and to collect your ideas and so on. Because, as I said in the first step, for the moment it's an experiment, but I think it's really a new way to interact with the services. And the question is also, on one side, is it possible to do it for professionals, professional astronomers? And the second question is when. So probably within the next decade, but in 1 year, in 2 years, in 3 years. It will depend on a lot of parameters, but I think it's a good way to interact with the services, because when you are before a formula, you have a lot of fields and so on. It's not really easy to use it. And if it's possible for you to do a query directly in natural language, it's somewhere also a way to simplify the interaction between you and the services. And why not with all the services based on the VO standards and so on. So you will really have a door open to a lot of data through just a sentence in a few words. Okay. So sorry for the demo. So as soon as possible, I will do it.